finally, Clinton's claim last week that she came under sniper attack in Bosnia in 1996.
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles to get to our base.
But those of us on that trip recall it differently. Instead of running for cover, Clinton was greeted by a schoolgirl who read her a poem of welcome. Accompanying the First Lady, Chelsea Clinton, singer Sheryl Crow, and comedian Sinbad to entertain the troops. Although Clinton's C-17 did make a corkscrew landing, standard for a battle zone.
What stuns me about this is the explicitness of her recollection combined with the certitude in that video clip that this all really happened. Now we're told she misspoke. Why is she doing this? She doesn't need to. It just hurts her.
For that, Clinton was awarded 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post's fact checker. A campaign spokesman today acknowledged that Clinton misspoke last week, but did describe the trip accurately in her autobiography 5 years ago. Brian?
Andrea Mitchell in Washington for us. Here's another important topic, and that's NAFTA, especially where we're sitting here tonight.
Well, can I just point out that in the last several debates, I seem to get the first question all the time. And I don't mind. I'll be happy to field them, but I do find it curious. And if anybody saw Saturday Night Live, maybe we should ask Barack if he's comfortable and needs another pillow. I just find it kind of curious that I keep getting the first question on all of these issues, but I'm happy to answer it. I have been a critic of NAFTA from the very beginning. I didn't have a public position on it, but when I started running for the Senate, I have been a critic.
It is inaccurate for Senator Clinton to say that she's always opposed NAFTA. In her campaign for Senate, she said that NAFTA, on balance, had been good for New York and good for America. Senator Clinton has shifted positions on this. We have to stop providing tax breaks for companies that are shipping jobs overseas and give those tax breaks to companies that are investing here in the United States of America.
You did say in 2004 that on balance NAFTA has been good for New York and America. You did say that. You said in '96 it was proving its worth as free and fair trade. You said that in 2000 it was a good idea that took political courage. So your record is pretty clear.
In order to give the American people an opportunity to make a judgment about your experience, would you allow the National Archives to release the documents about your communications with the President, the advice you gave? Because as you well know, President Clinton has asked the National Archives not to do anything until 2012.
Actually, Tim, the archives is moving as rapidly as the archives moves. There's about 20 million pieces of paper there.
Why won't you release your tax return so the voters of Ohio, Texas, Vermont, Rhode Island know exactly where you and your husband got your money, who might be in part bankrolling your campaign?
Well, the American people who support me are bankrolling my campaign. That's obvious. If anybody's out there wants to contribute to be part of this campaign, just go to HillaryClinton.com. And I will release my tax returns. I have consistently said that.
Why not now?
Well, I will do it as others have done it upon becoming the nominee, or even earlier, Tim.
So before next Tuesday's primary?
Well, I can't get it together by then, but I will certainly work to get it together.
Shame on you. Shame on you. I have so many opportunities from this country. I just don't want to see us fall backwards. But some of us are right and some of us are wrong. Some of us are ready and some of us are not. Some of us know what we will do on day one, and some of us haven't really thought that through enough. And so when we look at the array of problems we have and the potential for it getting really spinning out of control, this is one of the most important elections America's ever faced.
Words are cheap. Words are cheap. Words are cheap. Words are cheap. Words are cheap.
So, as tired as I am, and I am, Shame on you.
She cried again this week. You see that? Hillary cried. Yeah, I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying she cried right before the New Hampshire primary. Now she cried right before Super Tuesday. Whenever she's in trouble, she cries. She cries like Bush calls terror alerts.
I think that our responsibility as presidential candidates is to be in tell the truth mode all the time. I think that's what Americans have been hearing from George Bush, and I think they're looking for something different, and voters have a choice in this election.
Senator Clinton, 30-second rebuttal.
Well, words are cheap.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Yeah. Words are cheap.
I did not have sexual relations with Ms. Lewinsky, and I'm staying on my former statement about that.
Words are cheap.
And I'll keep lying, I promise.
Hi, we're Yo McCain girls. And have we got news for you? You better listen. Get ready, all you lonely girls.
And leave those Democrats at home.
All right. Campaign is rising. Obama's getting low. According to all sources, McCain should get the vote. 'Cause in the 2008 election, the forecast calls for rain. Yeah, the first time in history, it's gonna start raining McCain. It's raining McCain. Hallelujah, it's raining McCain. Amen. I'm gonna go out and let myself get absolutely John McCain. God bless John McCain. He's a Vietnam veteran too. He took off to Vietnam and he did what he had to do. He taught every angel to rearrange the vote so that each and every American could find John McCain. It's raining McCain. Hallelujah, it's raining McCain. Amen. Raining McCain. Hallelujah, it's raining McCain. It's raining McCain. Hallelujah, it's raining McCain. Amen. I'm gonna go out and let myself get absolutely John McCain. John McCain.
The origins of psychological warfare were in Nazi Germany, and in the Nazi ideology, they had something that was called Weltanschauungskrieg, which means worldview warfare. The idea for them was imposing the Nazi worldview on the countries that they had occupied. The Americans picked up this idea, created an American version of it, and called that psychological warfare. In trying to understand psychological warfare and in trying to understand the American approach to the post-war efforts to control people's minds, both as individuals and on a mass scale, there's a lot of illusions about how that was done. Were Nazis involved in that process? Yes, they were.
Project Paperclip was a United States government-sanctioned CIA operation for the importation of Nazi and fascist scientists into the United States.